I would like to invite Mr. Nickolay Mladenov, UN Special Coordinator for the Middle East Peace Process, to deliver a message from the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres to the Global Forum. Please, sir.
Your Excellencies, Minister of Education, Minister of Diaspora Affairs, Your Excellency, Minister of Justice, Ron Lauder, President of the World Jewish Congress, ambassadors, friends, guests. It is an honor to be back at this important gathering, and I'm very grateful to Prime Minister Netanyahu, his government, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for once again extending an invitation to the United Nations to participate. I wish the Prime Minister a quick recovery, and allow me to extend the greetings of Secretary General Antonio Guterres, who regrets that he is unable to attend today's conference and has asked me to represent him. Before I begin, I would like to express my condolences to the families of Adiel Coleman, Ziv Daos, and Nathaniel Kahalani, who were killed by Palestinian perpetrators in the last few days. There is nothing heroic in killing. Just look around you. Look at what violence and terror has done to this region. Has it helped any cause? Has it helped any people? Has it helped any country? Those who inspire and justify such attacks do not serve the interests of peace. Dear guests, the fact that we're here today for the 6th time in Jerusalem at the Global Forum for Combating Anti-Semitism is a testament. It is a testament to the commitment of nations and peoples around the world to never forget the crimes of the Shoah. It is a testament to never allow hatred, racism and discrimination and xenophobia to rule the world. It is a testament, most of all, to the resilience of the Jewish people and to their long and painful journey home. So, the most appropriate way perhaps today to open this forum is to have 3 very clear and simple messages and to address them to all who fan the flames of hatred, terror and war around the world. The State of Israel is here to stay. It is the home of the Jewish people, and in the modern context, denying Israel's right to exist is anti-Semitism at its worst. The modern State of Israel was born out of the ashes of the Second World War. It was built and defended by Jews who came from across the world. It was established to be a democracy that respects human rights, protects minorities, and extends support to immigrants. It is not a colonial project. It is a project of hope. The Shoah, ladies and gentlemen, did not occur in a vacuum. It was a culmination of thousands of years of persecution, from the exile of ancient Babylon to the pogroms of Tsarist Russia, to the systematic extermination in the Nazi death camps. The United Nations believes that we have an obligation not only to remember the boundless evil that led to the attempt to systematically eliminate the Jewish people, to stand up, confront hatred and xenophobia everywhere we see it. Today, we see incidents of anti-Semitism, racism, intolerance increasing globally, triggered by populism and by divisive politics. In Europe, we see the re-emergence of neo-Nazi and other extreme nationalist groups. In America, we hear ominous chants of blood and soil, and Jews will not replace us. Online, there is a surge in support of racist and supremacist causes. And then there are those who continue to call for the destruction of Israel. They sharpen their weapons as we speak. But let's look closer to home. We must recognize and denounce anti-Semitism here in the region. In too many societies across the Middle East, the demonization of Jews continues unabated. Many have often spoken of how a peaceful two-state solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict will pave the way towards resolving the Arab-Israeli conflict. And they are right. Yet at the same time, An enduring peace must be based on the acceptance that Jews, Christians, and Muslims all have a historic and religious connection to this land and to this city. While history has taught us that blind hatred and propaganda need little to turn into violence, it also teaches us that we all have a choice. It teaches us that no one is born hating other people. It teaches us that we have a choice whether we give in to xenophobia and hatred or respect different people's faiths and cultures. The Shoah was the result of turning hatred into policy. It became possible because too many people chose to collaborate or to look the other way. This is why attempts to rewrite the history of the Holocaust and downplay the complicity of those who participated in it or enabled genocide are so concerning today. Aaron Appelfeld, a renewed Israeli writer and Holocaust survivor who recently passed away, described a memory of indifference, and I quote him. He said, "I noticed that all the doors and windows of our non-Jewish neighbors were suddenly shut, and we all walked in empty streets. None of our many neighbors was at their window when we dragged along our suitcases." That is a sad and tragic picture. It is a picture that is imprinted in the family history of so many Jews who were lucky to survive the killing grounds of Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, some people did not look away. They did not keep their doors and windows shut. In my country, Bulgaria, people came out and they stood on the train tracks and they did not allow the deportations in a country that was allied to Nazi Germany. While sadly 11,300 Jews living in Bulgarian-administered territories in northern Greece, eastern Serbia and Macedonia were deported by the Nazis and their collaborators to be murdered at Treblinka, Bulgaria's Jewish community of 50,000 people survived the war and has been instrumental in building the modern state of Israel. Ladies and gentlemen, we all have a choice. We have a choice to look away from the problem of anti-Semitism, xenophobia, intolerance, or confront them. We all have a responsibility to educate our children long before their young hearts and minds are poisoned by propaganda. To this end, I assure you that the United Nations Secretary General Guterres personally are committed to continue working to educate people around the world about the horrors of the past and how we can all contribute to ensuring that they are never forgotten and never repeated. I wish your conference every success. Thank you.
I want to thank you for having me tonight, and I want to thank to Meital, Bracha, Karni, Rotem Meir Levi, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם, סלאם עלינו ועל כל העולם, סלאם, סלאם, סלאם עלינו ועל כל העולם, סלאם, סלאם. עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם, סלאם עלינו ועל כל העולם, סלאם, סלאם, סלאם עלינו ועל כל בעזרת השם. תודה רבה.